Last week, my company got acquired not just by one company, but by two companies, Snowflake and a smaller boutique company called Growth Acceleration Partners, which is a really fabulous company. And I actually am going to the smaller company. And what we're doing is our company is splitting up, and so is our executive management team. So most of my posse, who I've been working with for decades, is going to the other company. These are the people who know me and appreciate me for the quirky set of benefits I bring. And so now I'm faced going to the company feeling a little like, some of my appendages have been cut off, and I'm worried and I'm insecure. I'm asking the age-old question of, am I good enough? And today, my new boss sent me the quiz. I think you all know the quiz. Sometimes it's Myers-Briggs, sometimes it's those color ones. You know what I'm talking about. And what he's trying to do is figure out who is this person and what can we count on her for. And I think we all know there's kind of an unspoken hierarchy with those quizzes, right? I'm talking to you, the INTJs, if you're in tech. In the case of the quiz I was sent, it's trying to determine if I'm a visionary or an integrator. And can we all agree that tech favors the visionary? And let me shortcut it here. I'm not the visionary. So while this quiz generously calls people like me the integrators, we've all heard the less flattering term like plotter, worker bee, laborer, proletariat, drudge, I could go on. And over the course of my career, I've tried to be the visionary with just terrible results. That skill is absolutely not in my wheelhouse. But I've made a long, I won't tell you how long, okay, it's 40 years, long, successful, lucrative career being the vision translator, the productivity motivator, and frankly, the irreverent team leader. And that's my leadership persona. The my leadership persona is to embrace authenticity no matter what. And sometimes that can be hard. I had to learn a long time ago to embrace my authentic self and to be true to who I am, because I think we can all agree that inauthenticity leads to frustration and failure. But when you embrace and double down on your authentic self, knowing what you're good at, and you push hard on those skills, you will see unbounded success and nothing can stop you. Um, but during times of high stress, like selling your company and then having to tell you all your employees, there's a lot of pressure to compromise on your personality and your values and your spirit to be something that you're not. So, what I want to say to all of you is, I know when I am true to myself and my values, I lead with confidence and conviction. Last week, when we made the announcement to our company about being acquired, it was earth shattering to people. And we were taking people who'd spent their whole lives at this company or their whole careers in this company, and not only telling them that we're selling, but that we're splitting up and splitting up our family. And many members, they're leaving behind something that we've all grown to love. And even though our acquirers represent bigger, better, greater opportunity for all of us and for our business, um, it's still a hard message. And I think if I had tried to be the serious, formal corporate executive, and don't get me wrong, all of you who are the serious, formal corporate executive, I love you. You complete me, and there is nothing wrong with that. But that is not me. If I had tried to be that person, it would not have rung true with my team, and they would have immediately been worried that I was trying to sell them something versus offering them a great opportunity. And I think that's why I lean on authenticity as my persona so much, because it really does help me communicate my vision more effectively, and it inspires my teams to work toward a common goal. And I think that when we're all authentic, what I've learned over the years, and it's been a few years, um, we're able to make better decisions because we're in touch with our own strengths and our own weaknesses and can use them to the benefit of our group and our company. Um, Being authentic also helps to create that culture of transparency and trust within teams. When I'm open and honest about who I am, my team is much more likely to follow my lead and trust in my leadership. And it also builds their trust so they can be authentic and focus on their strengths. How many times have you been on a team where you have felt unaccepted for who you are? And I think that's the best part about authenticity, is that it is truly important for creating diversity and inclusivity within our teams, because by being true to ourselves, we model the behavior we want to see in our teams, and we create a culture where everyone feels valued and respected. We were talking about this in my team meeting recently, where we have some new team members who are very data wonky, and they really don't want to. I'm the more crazy, like, oh, let's go do something fun, and they're wanting to bury themselves in their spreadsheets, and I love that. And being able to accept that diversity too is so critical to all of our authenticity, to accept everyone, no matter whether their idea of a great time is Excel pivot tables or a cold beer. Both of those are wonderful, and I hope that we can all accept that about each other. What's my advice to you? So I was told to come up with three things, and I kind of only have two. So I'm going to tell you two things. So first off, who are you? Do you know? Do you know your role within your group and your company? My role is often, kind of the quirky, fun person who gets, who gets stuff done. I was going to say a different S word. Who gets stuff done? I'm the one who's known for productivity. Like, let's just cut to the chase and get it done. Again, I'm not the visionary, but I can definitely translate that. Who are you and what's your role within the team? Because I can tell you that figuring out where you fit in the team and in your company is the difference between meeting your goals and crushing your goals. And there are so many great ways to figure that out. It's funny because getting that quiz today, like I said, it was about understanding whether I was an integrator or a visionary. But again, those types of quizzes, the Myers-Briggs, all of those, I don't know that I would necessarily want to promote them as your identity, but they're a great way to help you to learn who are you and how do you uniquely contribute, and each one of you does. Um, and that leads me actually to my next recommendation, and everyone else has talked about this, and I want to give two thumbs up to that, which is, your authentic relationships with others, and embracing allyship. The advantage that I've had in my career is, I've worked in tech since I was 18 years old. I started working for my friend's dad when I was 18, which has been a few years ago. And I'm often the only woman in the room. And side note, I just want you to know, the company I'm joining, again called Growth Acceleration Partners, is run by a female CEO, and they actually have so many more women than I've ever seen in a company before, which is exciting for me because I've worked at Microsoft and technology, and I've never seen that before. But I digress. But a lot of times in tech, when you're the only female in the room, you can use that to your advantage to forge an allyship with men because you don't have to compete with men the same way they compete with each other. I find sometimes it's easier for me to be authentic and to be a trusted ally to my male counterparts because of that lack of requirement to compete. So I would encourage you to invest in those relationships because not only will it enrich your career, but it will also enrich you as a person. And I also want to just shout out for a moment about Women in Cloud and this conference. This is the greatest conference, and I just want to encourage everyone to continue to participate in this. The first time I went to this, what I learned is this isn't a day event or a week event or a month event, it's a year long event. I found that the relationships that I established at this event went forever. And so this is my fifth time, and every time I attend, I come away motivated, rejuvenated, ready to tackle big challenges. And the best part is making some new friends and carrying this forward to every day.